How will the hike in service tax to 8% on selected services impact businesses and the rakyat? Sue Lynn from KPMG Malaysia assesses the outcome of the tax hike and what can be done to soften the impact on these groups.
While it impacts business-to-business services, it may still have a flow-through effect on the people, especially when businesses transfer the cost to end consumers. Let me give you an example. Logistics services are now subject to a 6% service tax, which previously did not apply. Given the essential role of logistics in numerous business operations, including importations, raw material, delivery and goods transportation, the 6% signify an increase in cost of doing business. So if businesses do not absorb these costs, then it may end up being passed on to the end consumers. Having said that, I think consumers have the choice to compare prices. Therefore, I expect that we will see more prudent spending habits among consumers to ensure value for money. Knowing this, businesses will also strive to remain competitive.
The government has recently agreed to widen the scope of tax exemption for the logistics sector, particularly for business-to-business transactions. Sue Lynn, however, still emphasised the role of the government, especially the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry, to ensure that all necessary measures are in place to help the people cope with the SST hike.
So the vigilance by the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living in monitoring prices and penalising non-compliant businesses is very important. Not only that it serves as a deterrent against opportunistic price increases, but also gives some form of assurance to the citizens that their welfare is being safeguarded by authorities. So another thing is the practice of cash handout to the needy, like what was introduced previously, could also provide some relief. A targeted assistance is usually more effective in reaching those in genuine need. Again, other measures, for example, the government could also consider monitoring the impact of the service tax changes on specific services and introduce exemptions or relaxations should the cost escalation gets out of hand. For example, an efficient tax system should avoid tax cascading, where tax are levied throughout the supply chain. Therefore, a further review of the exemptions and reliefs may be warranted to alleviate burdens. At the end of the day, there should be more transparency on where these additional taxes are collected from and how they are utilized to foster public trust and accountability.